Have you ever seen your cat pressing its paws against a blanket, a pillow, a piece of your clothing, or even against you? It presses one paw, then the other. It repeats the movement slowly, calmly, almost hypnotically. Sometimes it closes its eyes. Sometimes it purrs. Sometimes it seems to be in another world, as if it has entered a tiny secret ritual that only cats understand. And of course, if the claws come out, you quickly learn one thing. A cat's love can be adorable, but it can also have sharp little points. Many owners call this behavior making biscuits, because it really does look like the cat is kneading invisible dough. But the question is, why do cats do this? Is it affection, habit, instinct, comfort, a memory from when they were kittens? Or is there a deeper message behind this very common and charming gesture? The truth is, this behavior can reveal a lot about your cat's emotional state. When a cat needs blankets or people, it may be showing relaxation, safety, pleasure, bonding, emotional memory, and even a silent way of marking that place as familiar. And maybe the most beautiful part is this. Many times, when your cat makes biscuits near you, it is saying, without using words, that this moment feels safe, that this place is comfortable, that your presence is part of something good. In this video, you are going to understand why cats need blankets, pillows, and people, what this behavior means when it is normal, and what you should do when those little paws come with extra tiny claws of love. And stay until the end, because there is a very special reason why some cats choose their owner's lap, stomach, or leg to do this. Let's begin. This behavior starts very early in a cat's life. When kittens are still nursing, they make this movement with their paws against their mother's belly. By pressing one paw and then the other, they help stimulate milk flow. For a kitten, this gesture is connected to one of the most important moments in life: food, warmth, protection, and safety. The kitten is close to its mother. It is being nourished. It is in a familiar environment. It is comfortable. So when an adult cat makes a similar movement on a blanket, a pillow, or a person, this gesture often carries emotional memory. It does not mean your cat is consciously thinking, "Now I'm going to remember my childhood." But its body recognizes that pattern as something connected to comfort. It is almost as if the movement activates an old feeling of well-being. That is why many cats make biscuits when they are relaxed, sleepy, or happy. They may choose a soft blanket, the couch, the bed, or their owner's lap. The environment is calm, the body feels safe, and the behavior appears naturally. It is a gesture that comes from far back, a small echo from the most protected stage of the cat's life. And when you observe it closely, you realize it is not just a cute movement. It is a behavior full of history. Another very strong reason is that kneading helps a cat calm itself. Just as some people fidget with an object, twirl their hair, shake a leg, or hug a pillow to feel more comfortable, some cats use this movement as a form of self-soothing. The cat repeats the gesture, breathes more slowly, relaxes the muscles, enters a state of calm. That is why many cats make biscuits before sleeping. They are preparing to rest, creating a feeling of safety, settling the body and mind into a calmer state. If your cat needs a blanket, turns around a few times, and then lies down, it may be turning that place into a comfortable resting space. It is almost like a small relaxation routine. The difference is that while we adjust the pillow, fix the blanket, and try to find a comfortable position, the cat puts its little paws to work like a very focused baker. And somehow it works for them. This behavior can also appear after a stimulating moment, such as playtime, a meal, or interaction with the owner. The cat calms down, finds a soft place, and begins to knead. It is almost saying, "Now I can relax." And for an animal so aware of its environment, relaxation is always an important sign. Kneading may also be connected to physical pleasure. Blankets, soft throws, pillows, and clothing offer a pleasant texture for the paws. Many cats enjoy the feeling of pressing into soft, warm surfaces. The repeated touch can feel comfortable and even pleasurable. That is why some cats have very specific preferences. Maybe your cat ignores one blanket and chooses another. Maybe it only kneads on a fluffy throw. Maybe it prefers a piece of your clothing. Maybe it has a favorite pillow that has clearly become its property, even though you bought it for the living room decor. Cats know how to choose comfort, and when they find a texture they like, they may repeat the behavior many times. Also, cats' paws are sensitive. They help cats explore the world, feel texture, temperature, and pressure. So when a cat needs a surface, it is also interacting with it in a sensory way. It feels the material, adjusts the pressure, alternates the paws, falls into the rhythm. To us, it is just a blanket. To your cat, it may be a full comfort experience. And if the surface also carries the owner's scent, the meaning can become even stronger. Because the cat is not only choosing something soft, it is choosing something familiar. And familiarity, for cats, is one of the foundations of safety. There is also a very interesting detail. Cats have scent glands in their paws. When a cat needs a surface, it may be leaving its scent there. This does not happen in an obvious way to us, because we do not detect these signals the way cats do. But in the feline world, scent is a powerful language. Scents help cats recognize territory, identify what is familiar, and feel more secure in their environment. So when your cat needs a blanket, a couch, or your lap, it may be leaving a small invisible signature. It is almost saying, "This is part of my world." And when it does this on you, it can be even more special. Your cat is mixing its scent with yours. It is reinforcing familiarity. It is turning that moment into something shared. Of course, this does not mean it is owning you in the human sense of the word. But in the universe of cats, marking with scent can be connected to belonging, comfort, and recognition. You become part of your cat's safe environment. And maybe that is why some cats need used clothes, their owner's blankets, or places where their person usually stays. The scent is already familiar. The texture is comfortable. And the cat completes the ritual with its paws. When a cat needs a person, especially its owner, this can be a very beautiful sign of bonding. It could choose the blanket. It could choose the bed. It could choose the couch. But in some moments, it chooses you, your lap, your stomach, your leg, your arm. And yes, sometimes it chooses exactly the most sensitive spot possible, as if it studied anatomy just to discover where the claws would have the greatest impact. But despite the discomfort, the intention is usually not to hurt you. Most of the time, the cat is comfortable, relaxed, and connected to the moment. It may feel safe enough to repeat a behavior associated with well-being directly on you. This can happen when it is being petted, when it is getting ready to lie on your lap, or when it simply decided that you are an emotionally approved surface. And that is a great honor, because cats are selective. They do not deeply relax with just anyone. They do not show certain behaviors in every environment. They do not lower their guard for no reason. If your cat makes biscuits on you, there is a good chance it associates your presence with comfort. Maybe it is saying, "I feel good here." And in the language of cats, that means a lot. Another interesting point is that some cats knead while purring. This combination often suggests a state of pleasure and relaxation. Purring can appear during moments of comfort, and kneading reinforces that feeling of well-being. When both behaviors appear together, the cat is usually in a moment of deep satisfaction. It may close its eyes, relax its body, settle in more comfortably, and enter an almost meditative rhythm. It is a very beautiful scene. But it is also important to remember that purring does not always mean only happiness. In some contexts, cats may also purr when they are stressed, in pain, or trying to calm themselves. That is why context always matters. If your cat's body is relaxed, the environment is calm, its eyes are soft, and its behavior is normal, purring while making biscuits is probably positive. But if your cat seems uncomfortable, changes behavior, hides, stops eating, or shows signs of pain, it is important to observe more closely and seek veterinary guidance. Most kneading moments are normal and healthy, but understanding the full set of signals helps you take better care of your cat. Because feline behavior should never be interpreted from just one isolated detail. The whole body tells the story. Some cats also knead to prepare the place where they are going to lie down. This behavior may have ancient roots. Before living in homes, cats' ancestors had to prepare resting spots on natural surfaces, such as grass, leaves, or softer areas. Pressing the place with their paws could help adjust the surface, check if it was safe, and make it more comfortable. Today, your cat may do something similar on a perfectly clean, soft blanket because the instinct is still there. It steps, kneads, turns, adjusts, kneads again. And only after this whole process does it decide to lie down, as if it has just completed a quality inspection. To us, it seems exaggerated. To the cat, it is preparation. It is the feline way of saying, "Now this place is acceptable for my royal rest." This behavior is especially common before naps. Some cats do it for only a few seconds. Others take longer. Some seem to go into a trance. Others do it quickly and efficiently. Each cat has its own style. But in many cases, making biscuits is part of the ritual of turning an ordinary space into a resting place. And if that place is near you, the meaning may combine instinct, comfort, and connection. There are also cats that need more when they are emotionally connected to their owner. They may do this when you come home, when you sit on the couch, when you speak to them affectionately, or when the environment is especially calm. For some cats, kneading appears as a response to a moment of affection. It is almost as if their body says, "This feels good. I want to extend this feeling." And the movement helps maintain that state. This behavior can be especially touching in cats that are not very expressive in other ways. Maybe the cat does not love sitting on laps. Maybe it is not very vocal. Maybe it does not follow you around the house all the time. But when it comes close to a blanket near you and begins to knead, maybe it is showing a very personal form of comfort. Not every cat expresses affection the same way. Some are intense. Others are subtle. Some make big demonstrations. Others create small, quiet rituals. And if your cat makes biscuits near you, maybe this is one of its rituals. A simple, repeated gesture, but full of meaning. Now, a common question. If a cat kneads with its claws, does that mean it is being aggressive? Most of the time, no. When a cat is relaxed, the claws may come out naturally during the paw-pressing movement. It does not necessarily realize it is hurting you. To the cat, that is part of the gesture. But for you, of course, it can be a small test of emotional endurance. The good news is that you can handle this without punishing your cat. You can place a thicker blanket between you and the paws. You can keep the claws safely trimmed. You can redirect your cat to a specific blanket. You can create a biscuit blanket for it to use whenever it wants. The important thing is not to yell, not to push it away abruptly, and not to punish a behavior that, in most cases, comes from comfort. If you react with fear or irritation, your cat may become confused. After all, it was in a positive moment. Instead, adjust the environment. Protect your skin, preserve the behavior, and maintain the trust. Because the goal is not to stop your cat from showing comfort. It is simply to make that comfort safer for both of you. Some cats knead a lot. Others almost never do it. And that is normal too. The absence of this behavior does not mean your cat does not like you or does not trust you. Every cat has its own personality, its own history, and its own way of showing well-being. Some were separated from their mother early. Some keep the behavior very strongly. Others simply express comfort in different ways, like purring, lying nearby, rubbing their face, following their owner, or slow blinking. There is not just one language of affection. There is your cat's way. So if your cat makes biscuits, observe the context and value the gesture. If it does not, observe other signs. Maybe it has different ways of showing safety. The important thing is not to compare your cat to others. It is to learn how to read its unique language. Because every cat has a small dictionary of its own. And when you live with one, little by little, you begin to understand the words it never says. It is also worth paying attention if the behavior changes suddenly. If a cat that never used to knead starts doing it compulsively, anxiously, or along with other unusual signs, it is good to observe. If it seems restless, grooms excessively, hides, changes appetite, or shows discomfort, it may be worth speaking with a veterinarian. Most of the time, kneading is normal, healthy, and positive. But sudden changes in behavior always deserve attention. Cats are subtle. Many times they show that something is different through small changes in routine. So the best owner is not the one who worries about everything all the time, but the one who observes with care and notices patterns. If kneading appears in calm moments, with a relaxed body, gentle purring, and a comfortable environment, it is probably just your cat being a cat. And that is one of the best things it can be. Deep down, kneading reminds us of something very beautiful about cats. They may seem independent, mysterious, and sometimes even hard to understand. But inside them, there is a deep memory of comfort, safety, and bonding. When a cat needs a blanket, maybe it is searching for an old feeling of being cared for. When it needs a pillow, maybe it is preparing a safe place to rest. When it needs you, maybe it is connecting your presence with calm, warmth, and trust. And maybe that is why this gesture touches so many owners, because it seems simple, but carries a very strong emotional message. The cat does not need to say anything. It simply comes close, finds a soft place, starts moving its paws, and lets its body relax. And in that moment, if you pay attention, you may realize you are not just watching a cute behavior. You are watching trust in motion. You are watching a small ritual of well-being. You are watching the way your cat turns an ordinary place into a safe place. Now you know that when your cat needs blankets, pillows, or people, it may be expressing many things at the same time. Emotional memory, comfort, relaxation, safety, scent marking, preparing to rest, bonding with the owner, sensory pleasure, and many times, a deep feeling of well-being. The most important thing is to observe the context. Is your cat relaxed, purring, with soft eyes, choosing a soft place, settling down to sleep? Then this behavior is probably positive. And if your cat chooses you to make biscuits, try to see it with tenderness, even if you need a thick blanket to survive the moment. Because maybe, in its own feline way, your cat is saying, "This is safe, you are familiar, I feel good." And that is a very beautiful message. After this video, observe when your cat makes biscuits. Notice if it happens before sleeping, during petting, on a specific blanket, or when it is near you. This small detail can reveal a lot about what brings comfort to your cat. And now tell me, does your cat make biscuits on blankets, pillows, or on you? And does it use its claws, or is it a gentle baker? Write it in the comments, because other owners will definitely recognize this behavior. And if you want to keep understanding your cat's silent signs, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss the next videos about feline behavior, curiosities, and everything your cat tries to say without using words.